Phil, every win is important, of course, but this must feel like a massive 3 points for you.
It does. We've said over the last couple of weeks, we played Kers and Ashton when they had their little run and they looked like they were right behind us. Chester, Southport, York, now Kidderminster. It was vitally important we got the result today. It was a complete role reversal from when we were at the Agburn. We battered them, I felt, and we didn't get a result. And for 30 minutes I thought we were superb and justifiably we're 2 up, but I felt after that it was all Kidderminster, and I feel for them, but I'm not going to feel too sorry for them because we've not had too many days where we've had to really dog it out here. So I'd like to think a little bit like the FC United game when we'd had that 2-week break. We were a little bit sluggish today after the 30-minute mark, but we did enough within the 30 minutes to get them goals we needed, and we showed our defensive resilience with a little bit of luck as well, because they've hit the bar and they put us under a hell of a lot of pressure today. So we're certainly grateful for the points, and we'll take them all day long.
You tend to think a lot of supporters leave the ground thinking of the latter stages of the game, I guess, and we were having to hold on a little bit. But that first half hour or so, once we got a couple of misplaced passes out the way, we really did play some good stuff to be good value for that 2-goal lead.
Oh, absolutely! I thought we were outstanding. I was really worried we weren't going to be able to hit any kind of levels like that, and we knew we needed to against Kidderminster. And when they got the 1 goal, obviously that got their tails up, and they could see themselves getting something maybe. But I didn't think they were a threat at all within the first 30 minutes. But then after that, hey, listen, they absolutely dominated possession in terms of they used the width really well. I thought their wing backs were outstanding today, and they give us a lot of trouble. So we've got to give them full credit. But I think my boys deserve a lot of credit for the defensive resilience today.
Just a quick look at the goals. I mean, the first one, the corner, their goalkeeper maybe thinks he might have got a fist on it and didn't. But nevertheless, James Jones popping up beyond the far post did really well to steer the header home.
Yeah, James is always a threat from set pieces. I've said that ever since he's come here. He's always lively in the box, and he's always looking to get on the end of something. And again, that's something you can't coach. You can do crossing and finishing drills, but lads have got to want to go and put the ball in the back of the net within that box. And James is certainly one of them players who wants to go and do that.
And the second, I mean, typical Jordan in the tightest of positions, flicking the ball, making a bit of space for himself. We weren't sure on the gantry whether he got the final touch or it was the Kidderminster defender. Has that been cleared up?
I'm sure if you ask Jordan, he'll be taking that goal, but I couldn't tell from where I was. We'd have to watch it back, but any centre forward worth the salt will be claiming that, and Jordan certainly. But I thought on one of the plus notes, I thought that's the best I've seen Jordan play for a number of weeks. I know we've not played for a number of weeks, but since he's come back, I thought he looked really mobile. The way he was holding it up against 3 massive centre halves when he had no right to was in back at his best. That's where he was at the start of the season, and I can see the goals coming when he plays like that. I thought he was absolutely outstanding today.
Just before half time, 1 or 2 scares in our box. You mentioned the first one to you was the header from a corner. I think it was the goal line clearance. We were all thinking goal, but was it Andy White or James Jones?
Again, I don't know. I'll have to look at it back. I'm sure there's a number of heart in the mouth moments today, but like I said, we've not had many of them here. We control a lot of games, and hey, listen, Kidderminster, I feel like a broken record when I'm saying it, but they're a full-time team, and we've beat another full-time team, so it's full credit to the boys. We don't get to work on things every day. They should be fitter than us, they should be brighter than us, sharper than us, because hey, if my lads were full-time, I'd be expecting them to beat part-time teams every day of the week. So my lads deserve a lot of credit today, but listen, I'm not going to come here and say we've absolutely dominated the game, because we haven't. Kidderminster on the day, if we would have played like they did, I would have been really disappointed not to have got anything. But unfortunately, football doesn't work like that. We've had that done to us where we've dominated and not won a game. But like I said, we haven't had many of them, and that's why we are where we are, because we do play well the majority of the time. So we need to get back to that first 30 minutes. And I know we will. We'll train really hard this week. We've got that game out of the way. As I said, it felt like FC United all over again. I did feel on tenterhooks because I knew it could go that way. I knew we could be a bit rusty. I knew we might be a little bit leggy, even though you work really hard. It's not the same as games. So they've come fresh from having lots of games, and we've still turned them over. So we're more than happy with that result.
Well, I was going to say, with that in mind, Phil, we all know what our football's all about when it clicks into gear. But in the running now, what's left of the season, how important is it going to be that if we've got to defend our goal, that we do defend it the way we did in the second half and keep it intact?
Well, we wouldn't have won the games we have over the last couple of weeks. You don't go away to York and win there. You don't beat Southport, again, full-time team. You don't beat Curzon, who were on a great run. Chester City, if you can't keep clean sheets or you can't keep teams out. And I know early season people were questioning that, and we've done everything we can to try and resolve that issue. I must say about Tony Thompson today as well. I think he's been outstanding since he's come back. In some of the saves he made today, I hope it doesn't go unnoticed, because I certainly did. His kicking was on point. He was a colossus in both boxes, collecting things and making saves where a lot of people would have shied away. He was brilliant for us today.
Funnily enough, that's going to be my next question, Phil, because apart from how he played, the point I was going to make to you was, if the player sees another player come in to take, you were forgiven for thinking to take his place, his chin could drop a little bit, but I mean he's come back really kind of determined to prove a point almost, hasn't he?
He's come back fighting. Tony said to me, treat me fairly as I always have, and he'll be at his best, and that's what Tony does. When he first comes to the club, there was nothing on the table for him but apart from fight it out with Tim Deasy, because I didn't have the money to sort of have two keepers at that point, and he come out fighting, he took his place. And again, Stephen Drench is coming. There's no way Drench is going to be happy sitting there, but you can't come and argue with Tony playing like that. So Tony's certainly fighting for his life to keep his shirt, just as everybody else is, though. I know everyone will look at that, but as a keeper, you know, there's only one place. You can't play different positions. And let's not forget about Elliot Wynne as well. We've got three top keepers. So again, we're seeing the benefits of being able to invest in that.
And just finally, Phil, the picture generally is looking really bright. It's been a great day today for results. I don't know whether you've heard other results that really have gone our way. I mean, how buoyant are the lads feeling with the sort of run into the season so close at hand?
Yeah, we know what we've got to do. We set a points tally. We're getting ever so close to it now. We've just got to focus on what we do. Very rare do we train to stop other teams. Very rare do we speak about other teams apart from the odd little bit of information about the threats. We concentrate on what we do, and that normally pays dividends. And what we do well, and we'll continue to do that to the end of the season.
Great, thanks a lot, Phil. Those are the thoughts of Phil Parkinson on what's been a great afternoon here at the J. Davison Stadium. It's finished Altrincham 2, Kidderminster Harriers 1.